The fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach had already been decided even before the match began.
And I could have took advantage of the moments, but I think I was boxing too much in the beginning.
A leaked video of the full fight between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach has been spreading all over social media. People are shocked and confused, wondering why Tank would agree to something like this. Tank would never let anyone control the outcome of a fight, but the footage tells a different story. It turns out that the fight was already planned to end in a draw. Instead of going for the win, Tank agreed to make it an even match. Both fighters would finish without a clear winner, and fans can't believe that someone as strong as Tank would allow this to happen. The reason behind it is even more surprising. Tank was willing to give up his victory so that Roach could become more well-known. By settling for a draw, Roach's name would get more attention, helping him build his career. Roach needs this opportunity. If he wants to keep his boxing career alive, he has to take bold steps. And what better way than facing an undefeated champion? A draw against someone like Tank Davis would instantly boost his reputation and open new doors for him.
Tank, you have to do a little extra to maybe get the rounds. Those rounds that are kind of close, most of the times they go to the champion, especially somebody like Tank, that's the superstar, the one that's doing millions just in the gate, doing great pay-per-view numbers. That's the difference.
When Tank agreed to a draw, Roach suddenly had the advantage. That one decision was all it took for his name to skyrocket overnight.
The fact that he figured he had to be cautious after he threw certain punches as well because he was worried about counter shots.
Of course, this could hurt Tank's reputation as one of the best boxers today. People might start questioning his decisions and wonder why he agreed to a draw. But even with all the talk, his record remains untouched. No matter what people say, Tank is still undefeated. No one has ever knocked him out, and that hasn't changed. Some fans believe he lost the fight, but the official record tells a different story. At the end of the day, what's written on paper is what matters. His career stats still show a perfect record, and that's what history will remember. Whether people agree or not, Tank's legacy stays strong. Actually, the two had faced each other twice as amateurs and spent a lot of time together. In fact, Roach Sr. even trained Tank for the 2012 national title, making their history even more connected.
He's a dedicated, humble young man, as you mentioned earlier. And he don't take no shortcuts, man. To see him, to see his happiness, make me even more happy. And to be a part of it, just icing on the cake, you know what I'm saying?
That is a common knowledge, even if it's from a decade ago. That would prove invaluable. Later on, both fighters would rely on Roach Sr. to help execute their plan, ensuring the fight was rigged without any issues. Interestingly, during the opening press conference, Roach Sr. was seen shaking, a clear sign of nervousness.
Far from one-dimensional, but it can't save you every time out. So where Lamont ate some of those same shots, remained airtight and just kept coming, Gervonta would eventually run out of ideas as the curtain closed.
Is Roach about to offer?
People are still trying to understand why he reacted that way. Was it because he didn't want his son to face the fighter he once trained? Little did we know, he might have been the most confident man on that stage, carefully setting up a fight that would become one of the most controversial today.
But the world got to see how good he is, so that's the plus to come out of this. So he really stamped himself in the boxing world more so with this performance. So like I say, that's why it's bittersweet.
People are saying that the fight ended in a draw, not just because of the rumors that Tank Davis agreed to it, but because Roach Sr. personally asked him to make it happen. Apparently, Roach Sr. wanted to help his son's career, and Tank went along with it. For Tank, this might not be a bad deal. His undefeated record stays the same, and no one can say he officially lost. Even though some people think he should have won, the draw doesn't hurt him in the long run. In the end, Tank can still retire with a perfect record. No loss will ever show up on paper, and his name will always be remembered as one of the greatest. Fans are still debating whether money was involved in this deal or if it was simply a desperate plea from Roach's father and then trainer. But knowing Tank, he wouldn't have agreed to a draw unless he was getting something valuable in return. Let's be honest. Even though the fight didn't go down as a loss on paper, many fans still see it as one. In their eyes, Tank Davis was humbled by someone considered beneath him. Roach had never faced an opponent as big as Tank, making this the perfect opportunity to put his name on the map. If the rumors of a rigged fight are true, then his dream of gaining fame in the boxing world has already become a reality. Currently, Roach is making headlines as the fighter who, in the eyes of many, got the better of Tank Davis. While the judges officially scored it a draw, not everyone agrees with that decision. For Roach's fans and even neutral observers, it looked like he was the true winner of the fight.
Right hand from Lamont Roach, and Tank wobbled a bit. That was a big shot again. I don't know if he was off balance or what, but Tank kind of staggered back a little bit. I don't think he was wobbled necessarily, but he got hurt.
Experts argue that Roach was actually robbed of a victory, pointing to the controversial 9th round, where Tank was seen taking a knee. That moment should have sealed the win for Roach, making the draw decision even more questionable.
That should have, and I'm being serious when I say this, that should have awarded Lamont Roach the fight.
When this happened, the referee didn't take any action. He didn't start a count or acknowledge the moment at all. Instead, he allowed Tank to retreat to the corner and lower his head, leaving many questioning the officiating.
But Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaned with right. He took a knee. He took a knee.
The judges also ignored that moment, failing to factor it into their decision. Boxing experts argue that the judges should have been fair and at least given Roach a point, as Tank was clearly hurt from the shots he took. However, Tank managed to escape the situation without a count.
How the fuck is that possible? And then sticks his head out the ropes, gets a towel on it, and then gets back in there and is like, okay, now I'm good. And the referee's like, oh yeah, this is totally normal protocol. What the fuck was that?
No matter how you look at it, fans believe Tank truly lost that fight. Many are now questioning the legitimacy of his undefeated record, calling it inflated. Critics argue that Tank has carefully chosen opponents he knows he can beat, making his perfect record seem less genuine.
That means it's over. And I'm kind of scratching my head like, wait, why did they not stop the fight? What, maybe because he got up quick and he was just like, yo, my eyes, I can't see? But look this up. Look at this.
Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach.
Look! What?
Still, we can't ignore the rumors that the fight was rigged. There may be truth to it or not, but that is something that remains to be seen, and only time will tell if more evidence comes to light. As we wait for more details to emerge, what do you think? Was the fight rigged from the start, or did Roach truly outbox Tank that night? Share your thoughts in the comments below.